Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. I'm the MysteriousJG. Last video was kind of a whole lot of nothing, because I started backtracking to town and kind of realized when we were most of the way there that maybe I could have done that off screen. There was a new sequence, a new little scene with Duke. We explored the last little corners of the Kavek, Doran, whatever, the V-Sand of Kados, yeah, whatever the hell it's called. But really, for me, the big bummer about this whole thing is I put in almost a full video's length of off-screening after that was over just to get to where we are now. So I went all the way back to town and found out, well, I got involved with, like, setting skills. I haven't messed with anybody's skills in a long time. And sure enough, I had some skill set for Repeat, which was responsible for making him do 1 hit point of damage with every attack. I don't even know why you would have a skill like that you could unlock. But no, it didn't make sense to me that Repeat was doing that little damage. Like, if Yuri was going around dealing, like, if the damage level scaled to where Yuri did 5 or 6 damage and Repeat did only 1, I would think, like, wow, his equipment's out of, like, not up to snuff. But he was doing, like, 1 hit point damage when, you know, Judith and Yuri are dealing out a couple hundred per hit. So yeah, Repeat is actually back up to where everyone else is now in terms of damage output. But he's still not in the party because he was, you know, in my off-screening, he was burning through his technique points too fast. So I spent a little time off screen messing with the what skills people have equipped and giving everyone the passive skills and whatever, since I don't do too much with the fancy manual input skills. But the other thing was, I went back to town and you remember how we ran out of, we couldn't cook omelet rice or I forget what the other one was, but 2 of the recipes we were working on we couldn't cook. Yeah, in fact, we did run out of rice, and this town doesn't sell rice. And we can't get back on the boat. The boat's off limits. You can see where it is, but you can't actually climb onto it. And there's a person standing there, a woman, and when you talk to her, she says, "Isn't it so nice if you have your own boat, you can travel whenever you want, heart. But you can't actually get on the boat. We're trapped." The game fucked us, guys. It's like, once you get to Nordopolica, you must continue to do this plot stuff or you can't get back out. Now, in fairness, Nordopolica, it has a, you know, the inn is a little pricey, but it's got a shop. I mean, I would be hard-pressed to see you getting to this point in the game and being completely stalled here and needing to load an earlier save. But it's definitely frustrating that you can't go back and you can't buy rice. I mean, the game is going to give us fuckloads of Japanese recipes. I mean, it is a Japanese game. It's going to give us all this Japanese cuisine that the characters are supposed to cook in their cooking minigame, then actually make us be able to buy rice. Yeah, whatever. In the meantime, eventually, what's his name? Carol cooked sashimi or whatever it is enough times that it finally unlocked. We've been working on sashimi with him. You need, like, every fish in the world. But that finally unlocked the power to cook sushi, which we can't do because we have no rice. So, there. That's where we're at with that. You can't make sushi without rice. I will give them that. You can make sashimi without rice. Oh, here's like a town, like, right there. Right in our faces. I kept backtracking to find new town, or the old town. The new town's like right there. Oh goodness. I guess I'll continue scanning, guys, even though finally we get to see. I was like wondering if something had happened and it wasn't going to show. You're dead. You guys talk too much. So that might be overkill for the last remaining cactus there. Tractor beam!
You got pretty good.
So all we can cook are Scottish eggs.
I'm not done yet.
Maybe this desert oasis town will inexplicably have sushi, or rice, rather. It has a barrier. It has a barrier. Let's say it's some kind of ritual. You know what I mean? Learning all sorts of new skills for Raven that 30 videos from now I may remember to actually check and equip. Okay, there you go. That was our cinema.
Seems like a pretty sleepy town.
Seems like a pretty heavy score. There's Wonder Chef. I'm thinking. Maybe it's not Wonder Chef. What's the Empire doing out here? I think the Empire extended to this continent.
Wow, in this heat?
In the city? Uh-huh. Frickin' Lobo complaining about that. I hadn't done it for like 2 years. Yeah, it's the Knights on Broadway. It's the Knights at the Casbah.
I don't recall seeing such intimidating people here the last time I came.
The Wonder Chef always makes me feel unsafe. As a woman, I fear that the Wonder Chef will...
Alright, shall we each go our own way for now?
Wait, why are you suggesting that, and why are you smiling creepily as you do so? Another great shot of Rapide, whose tail is held in place by some kind of leather fetish harness. That's just great.
On for that. Before I do anything, I want to give these feet a rest.
Oh, I did also equip new armor on a couple of people, so there you go.
Okay then, let's meet up in front of the inn after sunset.
Okay, see you then.
Okay. Lots and lots of scenes. There's probably gonna be like 800 scenes before they get back together as a party.
Looking out for everybody else.
How would you know?
Well, I think we all could use a little time to think things over.
The kids are all right.
Kids are all right. The kids are all right. Part with everyone. Partied all day in a dress. All day, every day. The desert oasis Mantiac? Seems way too close to the word maniac. Imperial Knights.
I wouldn't think the Knights would bother coming all the way out to a border town like this. More power to them if they're really here to defend the public order or whatever, but something tells me there's more to it than that.
Something more evil, you think? Hey, cool, there's like a heat haze. That's kind of a neat little effect. So yeah, I just remembered something, which I didn't bother to remember, mention in the last video, but the previous video is the first video I recorded after having watched Tales of Vesperia First Strike, which was like an original animated video of Tales of Vesperia. It's a prequel, so I figured I could safely watch it without plot spoilers, and I think that was pretty much the case. There was one character who was more transparently a jerk and evil in this game, or in that prequel movie, than he has been in his appearances in this game, but he's a guy that I'd already kind of figured was going to turn out to be evil before it was all over. But yeah, it was about a younger version of Yuri and a younger version of Flynn when Yuri was still in the Knights, and they had an adventure, and by the time it was over, Yuri had decided he had to leave the Knights, even though he had respect for certain people within the Knights, and blah blah. There was a cameo for Rita where it appears that she aged significantly less than Yuri, because it would be kind of silly for Rita to... Rita's only supposed to be like 15. If they'd really made her as young as... Yeah, I don't know. Rita's age didn't really work that good. The only reason you could really tell how much time had passed, actually, it could have been very shortly before, except that Rapide appears as like a puppy. So Rapide is... It appears that even though dog years are different than human years, from the amount that Rapide grows between that prequel and this actual game, it seems like more time should have passed for the characters than did. But Estelle shows up and, like, very briefly, and sure enough, she talks to Flynn but never meets Yuri, so that it makes sense for them to act like they've never met before in this game. Rita shows up but doesn't interact with any of the other characters from the game, so it makes sense again when they all act like strangers in this game. Raven shows up in a cameo. Judith and Carol don't show up at all. But the biggest, probably shocking twist is that Rapide's father was like a dog in the service of the Knights, like a, military dog, I guess. And the threat that is like, they're fighting, the Knights are fighting, is some kind of weird monster made of like air that it like takes over plants and it takes over animals and turns them into monsters. And at one point it takes over Rapide's dad, which turns into this kind of snarling wolf monster, and Yuri has to kill Rapide's dad. and then goes back to town where Repeat, the little puppy, is like patiently waiting for his dad's return, and Yuri is all moved, and they become bosom buddies. And you kind of wonder, though, if Repeat actually knows that Yuri murdered his dad. I mean, he didn't murder him, like, he like, set out to do it, but... Yeah, there you go, that's a big... I guess that's a spoiler if you've never seen the thing, but that's really the only plot revelation that comes up in it is... You know, Yuri meets Repeat when Repeat is a puppy, and Yuri puts down Repeat's dad and has to take care of Repeat. So there you go. Spoiler, I guess. Probably should have said something. Oops. It's still kind of a fun. It's like, you know, what is it? It's one of those OAV videos. It's about 90 minutes long, and it's decent, and it doesn't really seem like it was a serious effort to start a series or anything. Because I have no idea how the Tales of Vesperia story resolves. For all I know, almost all the major characters die in the last act of this story. I kind of doubt it, but I don't really know. But yeah, there's no big plot revelations or spoilers or anything. The threat that they deal with is resolved and they move on. It's like any of those Dragon Ball Z movies where some villain pops up on Earth and they fight it and it's gone and it never comes back. Oh yeah, so now that I've spoiled a major aspect of Tales of Vesperia First Strike, let me actually go back to the fact, because I'm probably supposed to do, if I don't have to do these quests in a certain order... Oh, okay, never mind, it's actually telling me, I can talk to... Yeah, okay, apparently it's not that hard to find. I have to talk to everybody. It doesn't look like there's anything I can do to screw this up. Well, welcome. If you plan on crossing the desert, make sure you get your supplies here first. I want rice. I can get cabbage, carrots, onions, green peppers, rice. Thank you. Jeez. And miso. So there you go. This place has rice. The last place we were at inexplicably didn't. Raises fire resistance by 50%. These might actually be useful. I could try to synthesize them. Rebirth doll. Automatically resurrects KO'd wearer once. That's kind of neat. Considering how bad I've been screwing up with Yuri. This time we still don't actually have all the ingredients we need for this. This would be kind of pricey though. And because it's a thief's tattoo, increased chance of stealing an item. Haven't really been doing a whole lot with theft in this game. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of this stuff for a while. Gladiator. Oh, I don't have... This isn't really the time to be doing that shopping. Because I don't have my characters with me. Soldier's just standing there watching the shopkeep. He's not moving at all. Maybe he's asleep. Wait, who is? Just talking to myself. Hey, old man. Sorry to have dragged you all the way out here. Dot, dot, dot. Whoa, what's with that face? And you apologize like that puts me a little bit on edge is all. I mean, you still have to deliver that letter to Bellius, right? Yeah, but if I can't see her until the new moon, then that's that, ain't it? Till then, I'm at the mercy of the princess's whims. It's kind of hot. Well, well, aren't you easygoing? You sure about that? If we spent too long out here and you missed the new moon, the Don will yell at you for sure. Man, I'm used to being yelled at. If I gotta wait, I can wait until the next new moon. It ain't like we're gonna run out of new moons anytime soon. Oh, I don't know. The apocalypse might be nigh. You certainly sound patient. You sure about this? Of course, patience is something you learn with age. Ugh, I swear. You mention the fact that you're old constantly. Look at that shopkeep. She needs to, like, drink less coffee. Well, making the right decisions is part of being an adult, too. I'll leave as soon as I feel like I have to. Anyway, let me travel with you kids for a while longer. I'm sure, whatever you want. That was a great conversation. Oh, man like me can't just sit still and wait. I need to keep myself busy. Helps calm down. Didn't he just say he had all this patience and stuff? Oh, what? If you're traveling, stop hanging around here. Go to the inn and sleep. Wait, what? It's the middle of the day. Good day. Do you want to know about synthesizing? Today's suggested synthesis. Perfect green 1+ bow. Queen of Hearts. Look at the Queen of Hearts. Got some Weezand of Kato stuff. Pretty dried. A pretty shield created by a notable designer. Carefully dyed leather covers the surface. Limit Trio. Need to get Flare Stones and Frost Stones. So much stuff you can do in this game that's just kind of totally optional. I better not leave by myself. I wasn't trying to leave, but... This is the desert oasis Mantiac. We're currently on high alert. We will immediately arrest you if you do anything suspicious. Wait, what? Why are they... I feel like my world is crashing down around me. I can't believe Ruins Gate was secretly selling weapons. Yeah, well, believe it, buddy. And that they were smuggling them illegally out of Ruins. Sometimes you have to shadow. You have to have shadow where there's light, I guess. You know, once our guild develops a dark side, it's gonna be the most dark side of all dark sides. What the hell does that mean? It's gonna be the most brutal dark side any guild's ever had. The debauchery that I'll get up to with Judith. Oh, that's so sad, though. Just stares at the palm and wonders why his gods have left him. Why the gods that once gave power to the other warrior have left during this battle. Well, you don't need to worry about those guys. Just keep living your life the way you know is right. And lead brave Vesperia to victory with pride. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we need to worry about Pharaoh for now. Yeah, we finally made it into the desert. It feels like we're almost there. I still don't get the whole Yuri letting Carol pretend he's in charge thing. Hey, once we're done with this commission, you think we could go back to Dawngrest for a bit? Let's wait until we wrapped up our current job to talk about that. Maybe by then the bridge will be fixed and we'll actually be able to get into the city. A city that size might sell both rice and eggs. Oh yeah, sure. I want Brave Vesperia to be a guild where we work for something with a cause. Alright, who's next? Rita? Judith? What? This station is Ferris Imperial Knights. You don't have any business here. Go on, get lost. Hey, there's something strange about this town, right? Everyone's locked up inside their homes, and there's all these soldiers. Is something going on? Yeah, it does seem a little weird. Hey, Judith. Oh, where are you off to? Nowhere in particular. Man, I wish I was you. Well, hang in there. Nowhere in particular, just going on a walk. What about you? Where were you going? I just wanted to get a look at the desert terrain we were going to be heading into next. It's good to be prepared, so... But yeah, I figure we'll see it when we see it, because we'll probably be spending a lot of time there. And I don't want to get bored of it too quick. So how was it? It was hot. Well, I assumed as much. But it wasn't as hot as I thought it would be. Well, okay, but what I wanted to know was if Pharaoh was out there. Right, that'd be nice. Oh well, I guess we couldn't expect him to be that easy to find. Dot dot dot. What? You want to go out and check for yourself? Oh, that's okay. If we head out to look for him, we should do it together. Oh, I see. Ooh. I wonder if everything is alright. I hope Nothing has gone wrong. What should I do? Oh, there's more desert outside town. Yeah, I figured there would be. There's Wonder Chef. Get out of here. Wonder Chef is apparently fucking a cactus. What's going on there? Oh, Wonder Reporter. Pardon me. Oh ho, you found me. While you sleep, I've been sneaking in and updating your Wonder log. Weirdo. Oh no, you know my precious secret, and yet you're the first person I've ever told. It's alright, just let this stay our little secret, and I'll keep sneaking up to your bedside and working my magic. Heart. Oh my god. Oh no, I think I just violated the reporter's code of confidentiality. What you're telling us... You're not telling us about a source unless the source is you. Goodbye. I'm scared. Yeah, but what about Wonder Chef? Ah, Wonder Reporter was hiding Wonder Chef. I guess you found me. You're pretty good. I'll teach you to cook as a reward. Learn the recipe for curry. Alright, I like curry. I'll give you this so you can practice. Obtain 3 sets of ingredients for the recipe. Gotta go till we meet again. So I wonder how, I guess I'll need to update my recipes and stuff. Man, you need a lot. You need rice, potatoes, onions, and carrots. An all-time favorite dish made from a blend of spices, none of which are actually shown in the recipe here. You can make up a baby meat. So that's interesting. I guess repeat didn't leave us. It said we parted with everyone, but that was a lie. Game doesn't count repeat. While I'm thinking about it, let's switch up our skills, because now I've got, I could use axes up, but I need one more, point to be freed up. Agility, decrease amount of time while staggered, prevent being knocked down by a hit with the guard button. We don't get link encounters that often. Maybe I'll just do swords and axes up, and that way I don't have to pay attention to which one I'm using. It's a bit wasteful, I know, to have them both going simultaneously, but I know I'm not going to actually, And he's, well, you know, he's got all of his points being used, so they're probably being used reasonably well. Let's talk to you, magic lady. Magic dispel. If you plan on crossing the desert, you have to make sure you have enough water. If you don't keep hydrated, you'll shrivel up like a mummy. Not that anyone would have any reason to go into the desert. I mean, there's nothing out there. So why are you even in this town? I can't put up with this anymore. Why the hell do we have to keep watching the citizens at a place like this? Oh yeah, now I know what reminded me about Tales of Vesperia First Strike, is that it's all set in this village. These knights have gone to this village, which is like not really immediately connected to the rest of the empire, I guess, or it's not that close to the capital. But it's like a village that never appears anywhere in this game. They just made up a new location and had the guys hanging out there. It's always a problem when you have a game set on a planet and then you try to do a sequel set on the same world, but you want to come up with new locations. So Final Fantasy X-2 just actually made their game, their sequel, be set on the same world, like the same map and everything, and it was kind of weird. Final Fantasy, like, you know, they had to keep coming up with things to happen at locations that were significant in the previous game, but wouldn't necessarily have something going on in the new game. Final Fantasy 13 had various sequels which were all supposed to be set on the same world, but, like, you know, you barely ever got to go back to any place you visited in the previous game. You would, like, warp around to different locations, and then in the third game, the world appeared to be incredibly small and made up of 4 locations. And then, the worst one was probably, Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals was the prequel to Lufia, but it's only supposed to be set, like, a, you know, 1 or 2 generations previous, and it's a completely different world map. None of the locations in the first game are in the second game, and since in both games you get an airship which allows you to actually circumnavigate the world, you can tell you're seeing the entire globe. But they just completely changed the world map with no explanation, and there's a vague reference in the second game to how they saw a star falling on the eastern, like the faraway eastern lands. Like, you know, oh, the faraway eastern lands must be where the first game took place. Well, no, because you can circumnavigate the globe in both games. Anyway. So these knights apparently just go off to random locations. Like, how the hell did they get here? Presumably they all passed through Nordopolica, which is not part of the Empire, because there's no other way to get to this location we're at now. Unless they have an airship and they could fly over like the rocky shorelines that we weren't able to land on. Yuri. Hey, what a long face. Is the desert really as dangerous as they say? I don't know. I know what I know. I don't think Rita joke around with such a serious look on her face. Yeah, I guess not. I've dragged all of you all the way out here. Yep, we're gonna get us all killed, Stealth. You should stop worrying about all of this. Huh? I mean, we're just doing what we feel like doing. Yeah, it's like... The fact that we're not allowed to leave this continent now because the plot demands us to follow you, it isn't your fault. But what about you? What do you want to do? Well... it involves some crystal meth and a leather clown suit. Me? You were saying that you need to figure out who you are, weren't you? Yes, that's true, but... Still, you're brave Vesperia's client. If you tell us to go somewhere, we'll go there. But you have to pay us a lot. And if you tell us to go for you, we'll go find Pharaoh and drag him back here. Yuri. Then I... ... See, the one that really doesn't make sense, like, Carol just doesn't really... I don't want to sound harsh, but apparently his parents are gone. The closest thing he has to family is this girl, Nan, who's rejected him. He's basically following Yuri around as a father figure. Rita has this thing about Estelle. Estelle is trying to find this one specific monster. Raven is just tagging along because he has this vague quest for Don Whitehorse. The one that really doesn't make sense is Judith. I have no idea why Judith is doing anything she's doing. Presumably she feels like their quests line up with her mysterious objective. But, yeah. She was riding a dragon around while wearing a hood for a long time. We never really figured out what that was about either. I'm hoping that this all comes together at the end, but... Then There's no need to rush to give me an answer. Take your time. What's actually mildly irresponsible here is that Yuri obviously just wants to get with Estelle, but he's got Carol following him around to these incredibly dangerous places he's going to try to apparently to impress her. I'm sorry, please give me some time to think. Thinking makes my head hurt. I get dizzy when I have to think. Is there something on the ground there? No, it's my footsteps, okay. Whose footprints are these? Whose footprints are these? Whose footprints are these? Whose footprints are these? Flashing back to Metal Gear Solid. I haven't seen Rita around. Ugh, why'd I have to come all the way out of this godforsaken place? Of course it was my boss's order. Something up. I'll have to grab some of his leftovers. Wait, what? There's a door that leads to a table that there isn't room to actually walk around. Like this back porch of this home, it's like you can't actually get to the chairs of that table. Well, I guess you could sit at this chair. Nobody can sit on the other side and face you, though. Well, I'm assuming that somewhere in all this we missed Rita. Because I think we're supposed to talk to everybody. I'm going to dress you if you ignore my warning. Get out of here already. Yeah, I haven't seen Rita. I'm not like that desperate for a conversation with Rita, really, but... Okay, well, say the world keep going in this direction? No, for a minute there I thought it did. Just the beaches and the blue water. I'm actually flashing back a little bit to Chrono Cross. But I think 1/1000th as many people really fondly remember Chrono Cross as remember Chrono Trigger. So I'll probably just stop talking about Chrono Cross now. If I try to go this way, Judas stops me. Maybe if I go into the inn, but don't actually talk to the... Yeah, duh, she's probably just inside. Seems like a smart girl. Get out of here, you're annoying. She would come inside in the, like, super hot desert town. Puppy, I mean, kitty. Whatever you are. Checking for loots. There's a traveler's log, a place where travelers exchange information. Heat wave, extremely hot. Heat wave! Yeah, I mean, you got to those books where you just signed that you were here as a visitor, and it's kind of sweet, I guess, but whatever. Alright, calling it a video. When we come back, we'll talk to Rita. I guess we stay at the inn. The plot will continue. Bye-bye for now. But hey, you know, if you think about this video, it's a roaring success. Apologies for spoiling the death of Rapid's dad in the prequel, but we did get to find Rice.